So do you guys have like, obviously you've just made this move now, so you're in a new place.
We've been here a
month. 2 months, 1 month.
Yeah, going on 2.
Because we moved in at the end of June.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and it's almost August.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you've been here for a little bit now, and this is where you guys are at. So like, do you have? I'm interested in this question because we're gonna end up asking every guest couple this question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like, as we sit here right now, and in recent memory, do you guys have like goals? Do you guys have, as a couple, do you feel like you are almost? You're obviously not married currently, but do you feel that you are one enough and, like, for lack of a better word, betrothed to each other, that you have started to plan out further steps of your life, or are you just where you're at, if that makes sense?
So we've talked about the future, but we're also like living in the present, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we have the future in mind. We know what we want.
Right.
We have steps to get there, which we probably aren't abiding by right now.
Yeah.
But
we can talk about that.
Yeah, like we have steps that where we want to go, where we want to be in the next 5, 10 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, however long it takes. But yeah, we're also just taking it day by day. We just moved in here.
Yeah.
So it's only been a month. Trying to figure everything out.
You
day.
get those milestones and you plateau for a little bit.
Yeah.
And you do what you need to do. You collect yourself, and then you make the next step. I totally get that.
That's what I said. I said, like, right now I feel like our goals are to move in together, are to do all that kinds of stuff. And then once we do move in together, we're probably not going to have, we'll have goals, but not that will be like right away goals. We'll probably just,
those are like the long-term
we have to like
goals.
settle in and like,
Yeah, every now and then, like, Jen and I will be sitting on the couch, and I don't know, it's a hobby I do that I force Jen into. Like, I'll literally go on Zillow or go on like real estate sites and just see houses that are up for sale in the area, and just see.
Does that not interest you?
I mean, I like looking, but I also have like expensive taste, so I'm like, I want this fancy house.
So I just look at the different real estate properties in the area and see, like, oh, this is nice, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, it's under 200,000. Just looking at stuff, having your mindset that way. Like, when that time comes, like, obviously we're going to be looking together when that time comes, but it gives us a head start. Like, okay, we know you want this. We know I want this. Instead of looking at properties that don't have what she wants or don't have what I want, which is wasting time, which I feel like, I don't know why, but I don't know. I watch a lot of fucking reality TV sometimes. Like, whenever I get into those moods, and like couples are looking at houses and they're like, well,
total bullshit.
Why did we even look at this house? I didn't even want it. Or why did we even look at this house? It wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
It's just like, we have a mindset. We know what we want. Obviously, pictures are different than reality, but it gives us a visualization. Like, okay, she wants a screened-in porch and a wraparound deck at the house.
With my main thing is
I'll
tell you what I want.
Yeah, let's
since
hear
this
it.
is my dream house. I'm open to leaving Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh is also my home, which I think is one thing that holds me back. Like, he has lived in New York. He's lived in Canada. He came to Pittsburgh. I was born and raised here. I'm a Yinzer through and through. And I'm open to leaving, but the only 2 places that I'd be willing to go are Florida or California.
I could guess why.
I wonder why. Disney World.
Disneyland, Disney World.
Plus, like, I just really hate winters, but if I'm going to have a winter, like, I'd rather just stick with Pittsburgh. Because
I already told you Florida and California are probably not happening because California properties are...
Texas, baby.
I want to go to Canada.
Texas is pretty good. I have family that live there. And their house is gorgeous for what they paid for.
Yeah.
I'm open to Canada.
Mo
too.
said if Kanye becomes president, we're moving to Canada.
But, like, my main thing is I want a decent-sized house. Decent size.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to be taking care of it, like, we need something manageable. Ideally, I'd like a wraparound porch. I don't know why. Like, my mom always talked about having a wraparound porch, so that's, like, kind of in my head. Or, like, at least...
You guys know what that is, right? A wrap.
Deck?
That wraps around the entire house.
Yeah, it's like
a deck, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it turns into the deck when you
like
go...
outside porch.
Wraparound porch.
Like an outside porch that wraps around, but then it would, like, turn into, like, kind of like a deck.
In the back.
In the back, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we've
is it
seen-
like steps up to the porch, and then
Well,
you
we've
have
s-
that around
well,
the whole side, and then on the
Yeah,
back?
that's the
Yeah.
thing. We've seen like multiple houses that have that. One has a porch and has a deck, but then the wraparound porch is on the second floor, and it goes around the house on the second
Oh,
floor.
wow.
That is
hitting
so,
all the
I've
doors
never
up there.
seen that
That's
in my life.
sweet.
I mean, it looks cool now. I don't like.
I mean,
I've seen property prices. They're not like terrible just because they have that feature, but it's also depending on where you want to live as well.
What else?
So wraparound porch, or at least like a nice front porch, or even a nice back porch, so I can like sit out there
Mhm.
and read, because I'm a nerd
Mhm.
and we smoke hookah. So it'd be nice to like actually sit outside
Not
and do
in the
that.
apartment.
Yeah.
Right, like we have to go out. We have to go out and spend money to sit outside and do that. Or like even having a sunroom, that would be nice. I also, my number one anywhere, I don't care if I have a front porch or not, like the house better have a fenced in backyard,
Mhm.
because I am getting dogs.
I was about to say we have not mentioned your
Mm.
love for dogs yet.
because I need a pupper in my life, and we need a fenced in backyard so that little man, little girl can run free.
Do you have all these written down somewhere?
It's just in my head.
Mm.
So actually, a little fun fact: my parents and I might be moving out before I move out with Mark.
What?
My mom is going to use. My mom sold my grandparents' house, and she's going to be getting money from my grandparents' house. So
Some of it.
some of the money. Thank you, Mark.
Regardless, money.
So so she wants to use some of the money, and she wants to look for a new house, because ever since, for people listening, my house is very small, and it's my mom, my stepdad, and I. So, she's been looking for a while, but she had to wait till we sold my grandparents' house, and now it's sold, and we have to sell my house first,
Wow.
and then
You've been in that house for forever.
since I was in like the 7th grade. Yeah, that was my mom's first house. That was her little starter home. It was just her and I when we moved in, though. So she actually saw a house that was right. I can't talk. We're on a podcast. Well, I was gonna say like the areas. I don't want everyone to know where I live.
Use code words.
It was
Washington, D.C.
It was the area that was right by where I live, and it was perfect, but she didn't have the money. She didn't have the money yet, so
That's
we
so
couldn't get it.
exciting.
But it was like the perfect house. I know. I'm like excited. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be moving out soon.
But you can still go visit.
Well, yeah, but who knows? Like honestly, it could go either way. Like we could move out first, they could move out first, because who knows? So that'll be interesting.
That is so exciting.
And a big thing Jen and I have talked about is, I don't know if a lot of couples do this, or if they do, we want like the home we move into to be the home we're gonna live in probably for the rest of
Yes.
our lives.
Yep.
So we don't want to make the mistake of like not getting everything we want in the beginning. I mean, you
Exactly.
can
No.
always add stuff here
Right.
and there, but at the same time, like we want most of the boxes checked off when we move in.
Which is a point that I like to make, because like the house that my parents live in,
Beautiful, by the way.
we moved into that when I was 1, and my dad has made so many renovations, but it's because he knew that was the house that he was going to spend the rest of his life in until he retires and goes to Florida. But that house has been the house. We've gone through it all. He put a sunroom on it, so even if we don't get a sunroom in it at first, we can always like attach one.
Mhm.
He redid the patio. I want to have a fire pit too, just because I like having friends over and having that option where
I
you
would
can like
love
have
that.
a fire. Because like your aunt and uncle
Put that
have
on the list.
your
It's on
uncle,
there.
your aunt and uncle have like that big deck off the back of their house, and then like my parents go over there and they're like, yeah, the other night like Brian started a fire, and I was like, oh, mental note, I want that.
Yeah.
I just want a nice enough house where I can feel comfortable, like, starting a family, raising them in that house. But I saw your eyes go.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is,
Of dogs.
we have one one kid, and I get 2 dogs. and B takes care of the kid, and I take care of the dogs.
Yeah, I'm not picking up dog
Wow.
shit. Absolutely.
You know, I'll
not
just
picking
drop
up.
the kid off at my
Amanda
house.
will take care. Amanda will
They'll have
have
play
my
dates.
kid. But like, obviously, when you're together, like you're gonna think about that. Even though I'm really not for kids, it's like
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just have a hatred for them. I tried to feed my baby brother to our dog,
Wow, that's
When
pretty.
he was newborn.
That's pretty.
and then we got rid of the dog, so I kind of screwed myself on that one.
Jeez.
But we gave the dog to my grandfather, so I still saw it.
That's very interesting to me, just because I work like in a childcare setting, and I see so many children.
But
Like
I've
once they have a sibling, they are just crazy. Like they can't stand the sibling, and they're just crazy, and they spiral out of control.
I like being the center of attention, and then
Her and
someone
her
else-
brother are really close now, though, guys.
Mm.
Don't worry.
Now we are. We overcame me trying to feed him. He works with me now.
What did you
Nice.
say about that?
But like obviously we want that house to be the house. So we want to look for it in a nice area, like a good school district for in the event that we do start a family. We want it to be affordable. We want it to have everything that we would want.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that come into play.
Yeah.
Which is why it's nice, like some people do it. They just jump in and they're like, we're gonna move in together and it's gonna be a house.
Well, yeah, I can't stand how people are like, why are you renting? Why are you renting? Just go buy a house. And I'm like, I don't want to get like some starter home. Like, I want the house.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand the other side of that argument of why you're renting, because nowadays a mortgage payment is probably cheaper than a lot of places rent, and you're building equity until you find that home that you want. If you have enough money for a down payment for a house, a big enough down payment, your mortgage is gonna
Didn't mean to slam that.
It's all
Sorry,
good.
guys.
It's all good.
your mortgage payment will be less. You're
Yeah.
building equity.
Whoops.
You own a property. I mean, there's two sides to every argument. I'm sure Mark knows a lot about the equity side of buying a house
Little bit.
versus renting here and there.
Yeah.
Like, I get both arguments, but at the same time, like, it's whatever you're comfortable with doing.
Yeah, I do just don't want to get a house until it's
Mhm.
like the house. And we have a lot of requirements. We won't go over them, but we have a lot of requirements as well.
Yeah, I've wanted an in-ground
so-
pool,
Yes.
but I've
Don't
like
get an above ground pool. I don't know if I said that earlier, but
Well-
I meant to say it. Don't get an above ground
Yeah.
pool.
I
We
don't-
tore ours down.
Absolutely don't.
I don't like above-ground pools.
No,
no
not a
offense to your house, Mark.
I don't
know
give a
you
shit.
have one.
You
Jen,
can offend
I'm
it all you
getting
want.
like
I didn't
I
put it
feel
in.
like I weirdly remember you having a pool. And I feel like my mom told me that once, that you guys had a pool, and I have like
had
flashbacks.
Amanda, I'm pretty sure you've been over to my house when we were
No,
little and we
I'm
had pool
getting. I
parties.
have like weird flashbacks of it now in the back of my head.
Yeah,
Like,
we used to
oh.
have an above ground pool for years, and then like we grew up and we stopped having people over to use it, and then my dad tore it down.
I always wonder like who uses Mark's pool. Like I feel like no one uses
mom.
it now. His mom uses it now, but
I mean,
She didn't
a
always.
pool in Pittsburgh is just generally a bad idea
Yes.
because
Mhm.
you don't get to use it enough. One, so you're already off to a bad start.
get an indoor pool.
And then, well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good way to do it. But then also that's expensive.
It's
really
even more
expensive,
expensive.
yeah.
it was kind of a
But
joke.
the thing is, like within
But not really.
within above ground pool, it's like, well, now I can enjoy like a shittier variety of pool for less of the year than I could like an indoor. Like in ground pools are just so much nicer.
Mhm.
Every single one that I've been in, it's just a better experience. You can do more. You can go deeper. Like,
Yeah.
it's an actual pool. Like, I mean, I for one, actually, am not the person to sit on a raft. Like, if you're just going to chill on a raft, then maybe you could deal with an above ground pool.
I know. I'm
I
like,
don't
are you? That was me all day yesterday. Are you
My,
trying to?
my family has one in Florida, but then again, Florida's this weather
Yeah.
all year round.
Yeah.
They enjoy it, but they say it's a lot. I mean, they don't do the maintenance on it and the upkeeping because they hire somebody to do
Exactly. If you're going to do it yourself, it's terrible. And the other thing that I've noticed is there's probably a solution for this for above ground pools. But like just cleaning it is awful. Like if you have to clean it yourself with the vacuum thing, it's just not even worth it. Cause now it's just very unredeeming and unfulfilling to have to do the work on something that you're not making money on. You're not like, you got to do so much other stuff. Like
Mhm.
I just think it's silly. Because like
Yeah.
if you had an in-ground pool, you could probably just like throw a little fish thing in there, it can climb up the walls and clean everything. I don't know. That's just my thing. But still, though, pool in Pittsburgh,
it. No, not the greatest idea.
yeah. But
Unless you have the money and you can build it indoors.
and have somebody do it for you.
I'm
And
still here for it though.
I mean, we have some things, but it's
Add it
like
to the maybe list.
maybe. Yeah, put it on the maybe.
Maybe.
Put it on the
In the summer,
nice to have.
it's so nice though.
Right.
I'm becoming
This
more.
summer is very crazy.
I'm becoming more of a summery girl this year.
Yes.
Well, because I'm
Me
sorry,
too.
but I have to say this. I feel like you are too. I am a big, I love fall. Absolutely love fall. But one of my
No.
favorite things to do in the fall are like haunted
I love
houses.
winter.
And they're all going to be
Ew.
canceled this year. So I'm like, why are people all over Facebook? It's like, we want the pumpkin spice. We want fall. We want the scary movies and the sweaters. And I'm like, but there's not going to be any haunted houses open because of COVID. So fuck that.
I'm that fall girl. I'm
There
like,
might
give
be.
me.
With masks.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I thought at some of them they sent you two at a time, anyways. But then, like, oh no, because the people who scare you, they can't wear masks. What
What?
are they gonna do?
They all wear masks.
The horror people.
Yeah, the scary people.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what if it's like are they all just gonna wear masks? Like I don't,
pull it down.
or I guess they'll just wear scary masks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They'll have a mask integrated in the mask that they're wearing.
There it is.
I don't know. I know they've already canceled some scary stuff, and it's just a shame, you know? So I'm not in any hurry for fall, is what I'm saying. I'm enjoying the summer. I am.
I am too with the pool we have.
Oh
It's
yeah,
nice.
that's
Yeah,
another
they
thing.
have a pool at
I was
their
gonna say.
apartment.
Yeah, we're gonna be going in it after we're done here.
I am enjoying having the pool here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they have a pool here, and then our friends that we
decent-sized
did our
pool, too.
episode with last week have a pool at their house, and so it's like we've just been swimming and swimming.
Yep.
We're gonna teach Mark how to
We're
dive.
little fishies.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better slowly but surely. So